Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tracking literally the greatest comeback in history, right here in Genesis 41. How does a forgotten prisoner suddenly rule a nation? Well, let's see how God flips the script completely. It's 2 whole years later. Pharaoh has these 2 wild, troubling dreams, and his top magicians are totally stumped. He sees this crazy contrast, 7 starving cows and thin stalks of grain devouring the healthy fat ones. Desperate, the chief butler finally remembers Joseph. See, God's perfect timing works even through long-forgotten promises. They drag Joseph right out of the dungeon. But when Pharaoh praises his skills, Joseph immediately deflects. Talk about radical humility. He flat out says, "It's not me, only God can give you the answer." Joseph explains those 2 dreams. They're actually one unified warning. God has spoken, and it's happening super soon. He lays out the timeline. 7 years of massive abundance, followed instantly by 7 years of brutal famine. Joseph's advice? Appoint a wise leader right now to stash away a 5th of the crops during the good years. Pharaoh sees God's spirit in Joseph and makes a totally wild move. He makes him second in command of Egypt. Boom. Just like that, he gets the signet ring, a new Egyptian name, a wife, and total authority. He was exactly 30 years old when he finally stepped into this massive, God-given leadership role. During the 7 years of plenty, crops absolutely exploded, and Joseph went right to work executing his plan. He stockpiled grain like sand on a beach. There was so much they literally just stopped counting it. This guy was a master planner, safely locking away massive food reserves in the cities before disaster struck. Then, bam, the plenty ended. The horrific 7-year famine hit the land, exactly like God warned it would. But because of Joseph's God-given prep, Egypt had plenty of bread, literally saving all the surrounding nations from starving. Now, before the famine, Joseph had 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Their names actually reflect his incredible healing. They mean God made him forget his harsh past, taking his deep pain and turning it into massive fruitfulness. This whole chapter proves God's absolute sovereignty. Sometimes our darkest trials are just divine preparation for greater things. So, knowing how perfectly God orchestrated Joseph's comeback, how will you trust God's timing in your own waiting?